Welcome to Reddissimo, home of great Reddit stories. Don't forget to subscribe now.
Men who have been raped, what happened / how did you recover? Comments. When I was 16, I was arrested for burglary and spent 6 months in a juvenile facility. One of the counselors sexually assaulted me and several other boys. When he was on night duty, he would show us porn and ask us to compare the size of our penises to one another. He would also show us how to huff inhalants. One of his favorite games he called a space monkey, which involved a boy standing against a wall while the counselor would have his hands on our throats. He'd squeeze until we passed out and watch us wake back up. I sliced my arm open with a razor blade that I stole from a staff member so that I could go to the hospital to tell someone about the abuse. It took 20 stitches to close my arm. Children and Youth Services, as well as the state police, opened an investigation, the boys were sent home, the facility was shut down, and a lawsuit followed. I'm 32 now and am still haunted by it. Despite needing to hurt yourself for it, that was extremely smart of you. You saved so many people more hurt. Be proud of what you accomplished. I'm sorry that the whole situation happened in the first place, that's absolutely vile, but you did good. Despite needing to hurt yourself for it, that was extremely smart of you. You saved so many people more hurt. Be proud of what you accomplished. I'm sorry that the whole situation happened in the first place, that's absolutely vile, but you did good. Was raped by an uncle, retired military/firefighter, from 7 to 13 years old. Violence and pain were his thing. Pretty standard story of using threats of killing me and my mom or my older brother if I ever spoke about it. Finally stood up to him just before my 14th birthday. From 13 to 18 years old I kind of junkied out and started down the road of self-deprecating behavior. Finally told my parents at 18 years old, and of course no one believed me. 56 now, never had any quality relationships, and nor have I ever been able to find therapy to alleviate the trust and intimacy issues that I carry. So the truth of the matter is I never really recovered from it. 12K edit. This morning when I woke up and wrote these few short sentences, I never could have expected so much support and genuine compassion. I'll admit that writing the post brought a lot of things to the surface that I hadn't given any attention to in some years. And I've never spoken openly about any of this prior to today. I've only spoken to about 24 people my entire life about it. That includes 7 therapists, so to say, I've been little soggy today, is a bit of an understatement. I do believe a touch of my faith in humanity was restored today. Just thanks. You deserve a good life. You didn't deserve any of that crap. It's so wrong that any of that happened to you. You were right when you spoke out and they were wrong. AEFF off to all of them. You deserve a good life. All the best for the future X. I met my BF when he was 53 and unaware of his trauma. He's now 58 and starting to unpack it. He's making a lot of strides. Just want to say it's not too late. I was raped by 2 18-ish-year-old men when I was 9. Life of drug addiction, and I did not know what was wrong with me. My dad was drinking with their father and doing coke. Drug dealer house. I don't know. Anyways, 28 now. I forgot the entire event that changed my life until 2 years ago. So the trauma of it caused so much pain and agony, but I could not remember it, and I've only just now started to figure things out. So my life was dark and I felt broken for a very long time. Decades of confusion, and then one day at 26 years old, it all came flooding back to me. I feel bad for that little boy, but I will continue to not be the victim. I was 15, had a girlfriend, but I was watching Super Troopers at a friend's house drinking and smoking weed when I fell asleep. I woke up choking on him and immediately vomited, but I was so tired and confused. His brother came down asking what was going on but was reassured everything was on the up and up. I fell asleep again. When I woke up next, this friend was on top of me and inside of me. Panic and fear. That's all I can remember. Told me to keep it our secret or else he'd tell everyone I was gay, which at the time, to me, was a social death sentence. He groomed me for months before that and continued to abuse me for another year after. He broke into my house and chased me, pinned me to the couch. showed up at my house in the middle of the night. Years have passed since then and he has since passed. I was 15 when it happened the first time. You never recover, you just adapt. You become more protective of yourself and others, more empathetic, more sympathetic, more angry. So much more angry. I've come close to ending my story on several occasions but seem to talk myself out at the last moment. These days I don't trust any man and am constantly in fight or flight. It's exhausting. My brother did various things by framing it as a game of truth or dare. Despite being a strong and threatening dude already, he didn't have to threaten physical violence, he just had to threaten to tell our mother, which is a highlight to level of emotional abuse from that end of the family. Broke away from the family that's most inane at 24, got therapy, learned Krav Maga for personal safety. Then dated someone especially abusive, another sexual abuse instance, get more therapy, take a 4-year break from dating to finish school and get a job. And start a great relationship. At age 36, my life couldn't be better, smiley face. Cheesy edit, but thanks for the support everyone. Far and away my most upvoted anything on any platform, and solid support all around. It can be pretty difficult for men to be supported, or even believed, about this sort of thing. I hope we all stride forward to great lives. I was in high school and when I was sexually assaulted. A friend was pretty smart guy and we were working on a project together. I didn't have much money and he had all the supplies. We always went to his house. He offered me alcohol. I had been drinking since I was 12, lived on border town, so not abnormal, but it hit way stronger than it should have. I was embarrassed because it's shameful to not hold your liquor, right? Well, he offered to help and then tried things and I pushed him off. He kept trying lots of things and I didn't exactly understand. Finally managed to wrestle him off and in luck more than skill, got him trapped between his bed and the wall and just threw as much shit as I could on top to make it difficult for him to leave. Bolted out and stumbling. I went up streets, left. Left. Right, left, up, down. Anyway, to get lost and away. He just ignored it at school. I turned in my own project. Years later, he started dating a girl that I really liked. I tried to tell her he was a bad person and didn't even like girls and she just said I was jealous. And I should learn from him. Made for a lot of serious trust issues, and I went to a dark place, on the inside. Person overdosed years and years later. Serves him right. Reading this broke my heart. Horrific on so many levels. And I agree, I don't think it's possible to fully heal after you have been violated so intimately, both physically and emotionally. But I hope you find joy where you can and that the good, trustworthy individuals who are out there show themselves to you. First time my half-brother's dad held me down and raped me one night, while everyone else was passed out outside after a party. I was 7. Second time, a girl at a party roofed me, and I woke up to her trying to get me to finish inside her. I was 16. Had to deal with it myself as I was told multiple times as a teenager and young adult that men can't be raped. Obviously, men and boys can be. It happened to you and many others speaking out about it on this thread, and being disbelieved and ridiculed is also a common tale. It's horrible these things happen to you. I hope you are able to find someone genuinely helpful to talk with. It wasn't your fault. Molested multiple times during the first 10 years of my life by my biological father, his girlfriend and his brother, it was not just me, my sisters and mother were also sexually abused. It has a lasting impact. I've had therapy, guidance counseling, in later life it was antidepressants and more therapy, etc. It sounds stupid, but you grow up thinking it's your fault and that you could have done something to stop it. One thing that helped a lot was being open about it. The more I spoke about it, the less impact it had on me. Eventually, I realized that it wasn't my fault and it helped alleviate my depression. My biological father now suffers from multiple illnesses, so every waking day of his life is painful and it makes me happy. The girlfriend was eventually targeted by them both and she is now in witness protection. The brother was sent to prison and was beaten by inmates daily, he is now dead. It only stopped because a social worker turned up at my father's address and saw us being beaten through the window. I've not seen him since. However, he found me on social media a couple years ago and basically said everything is water under the bridge and tried garnering sympathy by sending a photo of myself and my sisters, followed with how he's searching for his long-lost children. He stated he's dying and would love to have a relationship with them again before he dies. He also stated that he'd rather be blocked than left on red as that would give him an answer. I left him on red. He's had many children since I was born, so I have multiple half-brothers/sisters. I pray to God that they didn't have the same experience that I did.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so. This will help us grow. Thank you once again. You guys rock.